So I've been shooting film a lot lately, and I'm still trying to understand why. What is it about a medium that's less flexible, more complicated to work with, more expensive, that draws me in so much? I think I have an answer, and I think it's important to understand. If you've ever shot film, you know the process takes patience. It's a lot slower of an actual process to capture photos, and then you have to have them developed and scanned before you even get them into an editing platform, or before you can see what they even look like. So you wrap up a roll, you send it off in the mail, and you wait. You wait, and the anticipation builds. You wait, and your imagination gets to explore. So I just sent off a roll of Kodak Portra 800. I spent 5 days in Colorado trying to capture 36 incredible images, and I'm waiting for them to be developed. And while I'm waiting, my mind is just going crazy. I set off to capture 36 incredible images, waking up early, staying up late, hiking for miles and miles, all to see the world from interesting perspectives and try to capture it in its most interesting light. By the way, this is definitely the hardest part of photography, I think. Being in a place that's completely overwhelming and trying to translate that into something like a 3x2 frame of film. So when you capture a place digitally, the results are immediately in. Reality is set. But when you capture it on film, the results are sort of pending. You've maybe captured your vision, you have an idea of what it will look like, but while you wait for the results, your imagination gets to explore. Your imagination gets to create and decide, what did you actually capture? And although it's too late in the process for those individual photos, I find this is really helpful for me in defining my creative vision, helping me to define what I actually want my images to look like. Because while I let my imagination explore, I get to sort of fill in the gaps of what I didn't capture, or ultimately what I want that image to look like, despite whatever I actually captured does. It's like my brain knows what I started with or tried to capture and elaborates on it. And then eventually I'll get to see what I actually captured. But knowing what I was trying to get to is going to help me the next time I go out and shoot, because I've had that vision of what I'm trying to capture. Also, I find if I capture an experience on film, my brain sort of does that same elaboration with my overall feelings about the experience. It's sort of like my brain's telling me a fishing story, that I caught a much, much bigger fish than I actually did. And without the photo proof, my brain gets away with it. So maybe I need to see a psychiatrist, but also maybe this is something helpful for creative vision and allowing your imagination to explore a little bit to define what you're trying to capture and what to you a perfect image might be. So why am I drawn to the film process? Well, I think it's this patience that allows my imagination to explore before the reality sets in of the photos I've captured. Which, by the way, I could probably do this with digital camera too.